Alright guys, welcome to my channel today. Today we are going to take the Lectric XP Trike and we're going to put a 42 tooth crank on it and we're going to get rid of the ghost pedaling. So without further ado, let's check it out. Alright guys, today we're going to take this crank off this bike. We're going to increase it to a larger crank. I'm going to have to lose this thing or I'll have to figure out a way to put it back on. We're going to need a different chain because it's got to be longer, so I've got a chain here. I also need to put some sort of a chain tensioner on, so I got this on Amazon, so we will put that on. And I happen to have this crank off of another electric bike, so it's going to say electric. It's going to look like it belongs on there, but this one is a 43 tooth and this one is only a 37 tooth, so this is going to allow me not to have ghost pedaling. It's very easy to do, so I figured I'd show you guys, and I'm going to do it right now, and I will have a parts list for it later on. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pedal off because it's easier to do it now than when everything gets on. So you will also need this tool here, which is available on Amazon, and I'll put a link for it also. Okay, the pedal's off. We're going to take the guard off next. There's 2 screws in the guard, piece of cake. Take that off. I'm going to save this guard because I may try to use it later on, but I really don't think I'm going to need it. So the next thing we're going to do is find the master link in the chain, which is right here, and I'll try getting it off with this. It'd probably be easier to get it off with a regular screwdriver though, but it just came off. So it's got a little horseshoe clip on it, if you can see that. And it might be easier if I loosen up the chain tensioner here. This is a 5mm on both sides. And this whole process is pretty easy. I'm going to show you this whole thing can be done in a matter of minutes, I'm sure. So the next thing we need to do is take the crank off. We're not even going to have to take the crank off the other side because it's going to match this one. Notice I got gloves on here because I don't want to be all greasy. Okay, now this is a special tool that I told you need. Threads in here, and then you just tighten this up here, and it will come right off. It's already off. Okay, so moving right along here, we're going to put this crank on here. And like I said, this is really easy, and I'm hoping that this is going to cure a lot of ghost pedaling for a lot of people. You can buy, this one here is the electric one. I had it, so I'm going to use it. But you can buy this 42 tooth crank on Amazon by multiple manufacturers. It's a piece of cake. So I think the next thing I'm going to do here is put the chain on, which will have to be cut. Not cut, but as a special way to take the chain and take a link out of it if it needs to be. I think I got the right size chain for this, but I'm not sure. And it's always good when you do this to do this down below. Chain looks about right, so I'm going to put the link back in. And pull it apart like that, and she's on there. And now we got to put the chain tensioner in. Figure out how we're going to do that. All right, I'm going to have to drill a hole in this thing. So let me get my drill. I'm going to put a hole right about here. All right. Now, should be able to put this. I wanted to be able to put this thing in the hole here. So that's happening there. And this thing goes on here like this. Goes in there. We're going to put this through, but I gotta get my bolt first. And put this thing through here. In there like that. Put a washer on this. Put the tighten this thing up. That's tight. I may have to put this thing in from this side. No, maybe not. All right, chain tension is on. Appears that everything's working correctly. We will put the pedal back on. And when we're all done, we'll take this thing out for a ride and see if it made a difference. Well, looks good, but let's see, is there any way that we can put this back on? Not really. Well, maybe. And if it was wider, it would work. No, I think for now, we're going to leave that thing off. But I believe we are done there. So we'll take this thing out for a ride and see how it works. All right, guys, we're going to try pedaling this thing. And here we are, we're in 5. And I am now up to 12 13.5 miles an hour, and we're still pedaling. We've got pedal. So that's what I was trying to achieve with this 42 tooth crank, and we've got it, and I'm happy. So I was on that rail trail yesterday, and I was just kind of, pedaling, but I wasn't getting anywhere. So it bugged me, and I said, I'm going home and I'm changing that crank. So let's try it. We'll knock down the pass here. See how bad this thing is to pedal without anything on. So the assistance is off, and it's not easy, but I can pedal it. I don't think I'd want to pedal a mile home, but I can do it. I mean, I guess you do what you got to do. So this is with no assistance, and I'm pedaling. I could probably make it home a mile. All right, guys, this wraps up the video on the crank. It doesn't look that bad, I don't think. And if the thing doesn't ghost pedal, that's the best part of it. I will leave the parts in the description. And if not, I've got my information there. You can email me. I'll send you the parts link for this thing. Also, if you're interested in buying one of these bikes or any electric bike, please use my link, because it doesn't save you any money. It doesn't cost you any money, but it helps my channel out, guys. So if you do that, I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.